I need to leave my marriage story. We have been married for 9 years and blessed with 3 wonderful children aged 9, 5 and 3. We dated for almost 3 years before we got married. When I met her, she was barely 18 and I was 21 years old. About 3 years into our marriage, I found out she was having an affair with an ex. You can imagine what I went through. She was the only woman I was ever intimate with, and this discovery of the affair broke my heart. I decided it was best we ended the marriage and sent her back to her parents. Her parents begged and I accepted to take her back with all the remorse and assurances that this incident will never occur again. Her mother even stated that if it happened again, she would personally come for her stuff. We tried to work on our marriage and everything was fine. We had a son the following year and another son 2 years later in 2010. Fast forward to February 2013, I suspected she was having an affair again. I asked her about it and she denied it until I got hold of her phone and chat records and she couldn't deny anymore. Turns out she's been seeing her ex for about a year and another guy on the side. I was more than convinced that she clearly wasn't in love with me. She was telling all her friends how much she loves the ex and willing to get back to him. Her auntie and a pastor came to beg of me not to call it quits but to give her the last chance to make things right, if for nothing at all for the sake of the kids who are still very young. I clearly stated that based on the evidence I have, she clearly doesn't love me and I couldn't trust her again. The pastor was going to take her through counseling and she would reform. She took up Bible classes at church and we worked together to get her to commit more to the marriage. I lost my mom a couple of months later and it was such a difficult period for me. October 2013, I began having suspicions again that she was onto something. I got some information from her phone which points to her spending a lot of time with some guy, so I asked her about it and naturally she denied it even with the evidence I presented. So I called her aunt who had pleaded on her behalf in February to tell her about it. And I asked her, my wife, what she really wants, me and the kids or this guy, who apparently is also married and has 2 kids, and she said me and the kids, always come first in all her dealings. A week after this confrontation, and I found out she had actually gone ahead and consummated the affair. And not only that, there was another affair at the same time with her friend's husband. Her own confession. I was shattered. Clearly, she doesn't want to stay married. So this time I am more than convinced we have to end it. Once again, she is sorry and all that. But I am not having it. I am going to take the kids and hopefully, I can give them a better life. And the wife gives her side of the story. My husband of 9 years wants a divorce, and it's tearing me apart. But I caused it all and I feel worthless. Here is my story. I have known my husband for 12 years, and we've been married for 9 years and blessed with 3 wonderful kids aged 9, 5 and 3. We met when he was 21, and I was barely 18. We connected right from the first day. We were so much in love. He was very supportive and caring, and I just wanted to be with him every time. In 2003, after about 2 years of dating, I made it terrible by having sex with a guy I had met for just about 2 weeks who seemed like a nice guy and promised me the world. I was young and naive, 20 years old by then, and ended up with a pregnancy and hepatitis B. I told my beef I was pregnant for him and we decided to get married. We got married the following year in 2004. He discovered 6 months into our marriage about the affair and was so shattered. We went to counseling and agreed to remain married despite the affair and the child, who is legally his child. I wouldn't say our marriage was perfect, but we didn't have major issues. He worked and I was the stay-at-home mom, taking care of our little girl. Sometime in 2007, I reconnected with an old ex and things got steamy. My husband found out from my phone records and text messages and decided that he wanted to end the marriage and took me to my parents. My parents pleaded and swore it would not happen again, and our marriage was restored. But no counseling or anything concrete, just occasional pieces of advice from my mother. We were getting along just fine. No major issues, but nothing really exciting in our marriage. The sex was not bad and the finances could be better. We had 2 more kids by the year 2012. Around January 2012 I reconnected with an old ex, one I never told my husband about. And we hit it off instantly. He was also married with kids living in another country, so after a couple of meetings when he had to go back, we stayed connected via phone and text messages. We had it going for about a year, and then I met another guy on WhatsApp, who I began an emotional affair with around February 2013. My attitudes had changed and my husband found out about the emotional affair with this new guy. During his investigations he discovered the affair with my ex also. He wouldn't talk to me for days. I couldn't go to my mom, so I asked my auntie and her pastor to come and plead on my behalf. After several days, my husband agreed to forgive me and keep me as his wife. I felt so evil and didn't know what to do with my life. I rededicated my life to God and went for Bible classes to build my faith. My husband and I began to work on our marriage, and we went through several materials and sessions to build us up. My mother-in-law passed away in July, and I believe this brought my husband and I very close to each other. Fast forward to September, and one guy I used to exchange crap with on WhatsApp reconnected with me, and I forgot all about all the work I had put in to restore my marriage. We continued from where we left off, and things got more serious. We will meet every now and then and do our own thing. He was the husband of my friend. Around the same time, I found another guy on WhatsApp who expressed interest in me. I was a little hesitant, but after a couple of weeks I gave in and things got steamy. We began exchanging nude pics, and things were moving very fast. We met over lunch, and I must say we really connected. My husband sniffed the affair and confronted me about it. Naturally, I denied it and carried on with it. I even denied it to my auntie when my husband told her about it. After a couple of weeks, things got very far with this guy, and we exchanged a lot more nudes and also met a couple of times to consummate the affair. I would go and meet him in a hotel when my husband went to work and the kids went to school. Luck run out when my husband found the pics on my phone, and I couldn't deny it anymore, and I had to also confess to the sexual encounters. It's been almost a month now, and he doesn't want anything to do with me. I think I deserve all this. Story 2. She told me for the rest of my life I would settle for a mediocre marriage, and she can't. Story. Don't even know where to start, but here I go. Me and my wife met on eHarmony. We both had a reason to be searching for people on an online dating site. We both run successful businesses, and we were able to connect through eHarmony. We actually have a crap load in common. We got married in 2007, and everything was picture perfect. I sold my house and moved in with her at her house. We had our ups and downs, a lot of downs. One of the major problems in our relationship was her child that was 11 and now he is 17. We had major parenting conflicts, and have gotten into many fights because of this. For instance, I like people to earn something rather than it just being handed to you. Like a car, cell phone. She even gives him her CC to go shopping with, and he'll drop $900 in clothes. Our finances are separate, and she pays her own CC payments. So some of you out there are saying, dude, what's your problem? You're lucky she pays her own CC. My response is he is overindulged, and talks about dropping out of school. He just got fired from his job for 3 no-call no-shows, etc. No drive to earn anything, and overindulging a child is dangerous behavior, unless you want to live with your stepchild when he's 30 years old. This is just one of our tension points. 2 years ago, her dad passed away, and he was only 59. Complications with heart surgery. He was in ICU for 8 months, and that was emotionally draining, and she hasn't been the same since. She tells me she's over it as best as she can be, but I know she's not. Her dad was definitely number one in her life. He ran the business that she took over after the fact. She tells me I wasn't there for her during that hard time in her life, and there is no talking her out of her feelings. She discounts the hundreds of hours I spent at the hospital, because I wasn't there as much as she needed me apparently. The ICU only allowed 2 people to go in to see him at a time, and it was always her mom and her in there. I spent countless hours in a waiting room. In the downturn of the economy, her business has been suffering, and I know that is a huge amount of added stress on her. Some weeks she has a hard time meeting payroll. We have had our fights where she has said I want a divorce in the past, and those words cut deep. We have separated before in the past. She says I left her 3 times, and really, she forgets that she told me to leave. Long story short, 2 days ago she said she needed to talk to me. Whenever she says that, I know there is a serious problem. She told me that she has noticed that I have been trying really hard for our relationship for the past 3 months. But she said she has already checked out. She has never said those words to me before, and then the conversation moved to who keeps the house. So I knew she was serious. She told me she had talked to her mom and she could move in with her mom or with her brother, or I could move in with my brother, and that might be easier. In all practical reasons, moving in with my brother would make more sense, since I got rid of everything before we got married to be with her. We do have serious communication issues. She is the type of person that has to be right on everything, and sometimes it's embarrassing, especially when she doesn't know what she's talking about. She was arguing with some furniture movers 5 days ago that our bed was not a California king, and they were installing the bed in our bedroom. and they set the bed to a regular king. And the bed didn't fit. Then she was arguing with the professional furniture movers that she has never bought one before and they didn't know what to say. They just set the bed to a California king size, and guess what? The bed fits. The only reason I'm telling you something so petty is that as I have a problem with our relationship and need to talk to her, I have to put kid gloves on. Even if I know I'm right. Maybe she's just so unhappy that anything just pisses her off. She told me 2 days ago that for the rest of my life, I would settle for a mediocre marriage, and she can't. So she's not saying the marriage is bad, just mediocre. I see no signs of cheating or anything like that. But how do women just turn off a switch like that? Is it that her business is failing? Her dad died, her son is driving her up a wall. And her marriage isn't what she wants, and I'm the only thing she can throw away. I have taken my wife all over the world. Twice. Mediocre? For example, Rome 2 times, Venice, Switzerland, Monte Carlo, Canada skiing 2 times, France, Costa Rica 2 times, Cozumel 3 times, Cancun 4 times, and pretty much every island in the Caribbean. I guess those places are pretty mediocre. I told her that if she wanted to leave then, I would appreciate if she was the one who moved out, since it was her idea to separate. And it would be better for me if she did it sooner than later. It is really hard to try to get over someone if they are in your same living environment. We don't have kids. She was a little offended that I just wouldn't go to my brother's, which I may anyway. I hope you guys read this. I know it's hard to put 5 to 7 years on one post. I love her, don't want it to end. But if the grass is greener, maybe she needs to find out. She is incredibly good looking, so she won't have a hard time finding anyone to find out. I'm not ugly either. I think, please, if you can give me advice. Any advice, something. If you think my story sucks, let me know that too. I don't know what to do. Comments. Your wife may be depressed. Why does she say mediocre when it sounds very exciting? When people make drastic changes, there is usually a motivating factor. And remember, people do lie. If the love can be rekindled, I would work on it, but don't give her all the power to make all the decisions. You state what you want and move forward to put in place. Have you had a chance to sit down and really talk with her? Some of the things she gets upset about rings true to me. My STBXW did the same. Turns out a lot of the time she wasn't really upset about what I did so much as to other things going on in her life. Work, friends, etc., things that didn't even include me. I used to wonder why she would be so upset about something so small. I finally figured out that I wasn't tuned in or hearing to what she was really saying. When those type of situations did come up, I took a breather, let her vent, and asked her if that was what was really bothering her or if there was something else. Surprisingly enough, she would tell me about something else that had happened, and after that she would be back to her normal self. Does that make sense? There has been so much change lately with her. Maybe just pick a good time and sit and talk with her. Find a good MC and set up an appointment. Lots of issues with your wife. She seems to be a high maintenance. Entitled, Daddy's Girl. I will not say she does not appreciate what she has. It is more like what she has cannot ever match what she thinks she is entitled to. It is possible that she wants a daddy, not a husband. Someone to give her unconditional love, tell her what a perfect girl she is, and to make everything all right as if by magic. I think you should take a real hard attitude on this. There is no reason that this marriage should go south if both of you were willing to value what you have and come together as a team. You are not her father, we get just one, and if hers was good then she was more fortunate than most. Your wife may need a dose of reality. She needs some time alone to handle her stuff and to realize that she is the problem and that men are not going to make all of her problems go away like daddy. My advice, be nice, polite, and cool. Not mean or angry, but make her do all of the work if she wants the separation. Be hard-nosed about it, don't be a pushover. Get all self-important and like your crap don't stink type of attitude. Be as entitled as she is. She may begin to see herself for what she is. Hope he responds. Depressed. I don't know, I know she's not happy. Sometimes when people get into a routine and you get used to going to really nice places, that stuff can get boring and mediocre. This isn't the first time she has told me that she wasn't happy. I don't know if I can make her happy, which is what kills me the most. She told me she wanted to split now because I have some trips lined up in the next 4 months and she can't go on them cause she's too busy with work. She knows they will be asking for names really soon on who's going on the trips. See, I buy a lot of stuff from manufacturers and they send me on a lot of trips. The trips this year that are coming up is a cruise in October, a week-long trip to Whistler, BC, a week in Cancun, another cruise to Hawaii, and I didn't have time to do another trip that would have gone to Spain. All of this is lined up before March. I am very fortunate to get these perks, but I work damn hard to get them too. Is my wife depressed? I don't think she's ever been the same since her dad died. But she'll be the first one to argue with me about that. Our biggest problem is communication. She can do it and I'm not allowed to. For instance, if something is on her mind, she says it. If something is on my mind, I can't just say it for repercussions of her giving me 10 reasons why I'm wrong. I know I'm not perfect in the marriage, but I will definitely take your advice on making her go through all the work to do the separation. All of this got thrown on me 30 hours ago, so I really don't know what to think. But if she wants out, then she can leave the house. I may just give her the house anyway, but I want her to go through the motions to move all her crap out and see what it's like to sleep on couches and other places for a couple weeks. She told me if I stay in this house then I have to pay all of the mortgage, etc. We split everything before. I can afford it, but I know she was mad when I told her I wanted her to leave. That's why she said it would be easier if I stayed at my brother's. But now since she said I have to pay it all, then maybe I'll just let her come back and she can pay it all and I can live with my brother for free. That'll save me about for Kelvin a month. She can afford it too, so I might as well save the money in the meantime. She must think the grass is greener. Not sure why she thinks that unless she either has her eyes on someone else, which I see no signs of that. She generally is a very smart person and would think things through logically before jumping. That's why I think this has been a long time in the doing. She did mention something a few days ago that I thought was odd now after she told me she wanted a divorce. She mentioned a mutual friend of ours who recently got divorced. She was on her Facebook wall and told me she looks like she's having the time of her life now. We just know her and we don't really talk to her or hang out with her, so I know she's not bending her ear. Basically, she doesn't have man-bashing friends. And that's another thing, it's not like we have or she has friend that could talk to her about leaving me. All of her friends will think she's stupid. They all like me, but tell her that if she's not happy then they will support her, which is understandable. Having a crappy day today. I have a ton of friends, but they are all out of town camping. I stayed back because my wife and I had plans for this weekend until she dropped the bomb on me on Friday. So, feeling really low right now. In an hour I have to head into work, and everyone is going to ask me what happened. I will have to relive all of my broken-hearted feelings over and over again. I have a wedding picture that has been up for 4 years right above my phone, and it's going to kill me to take it down. I don't even want to go to work. I don't know what I would do without this forum. I am so lonely. So here's my dilemma. I asked the wife to leave the house on Saturday, if she was serious, and she did. I think she moved into her mom's house about 25 minutes away. She took just her clothes and her personal belongings. When she left, she made sure to tell me that I need to pay all of the bills here at the house since she will have to pay bills at her new place. Like her mom's going to charge her rent. You're right, we just bought this house, and we have been remodeling it. I am currently in the house. I was in the process of selling one of my houses when we purchased this house. So this house is in her name and not mine, not even on title. I could tell she wanted to stay at the house and not have to leave, but I didn't want her to get that leg on me. If she wanted to ruin 6 years of being together, then she can leave, as far as I was concerned. But when it comes to dollars and cents, should I just call her and tell her she can have the house back and she can make all the mortgage payments, etc.? Because I asked her before she left on Saturday, if the shoe was on the other foot would she pay the whole mortgage payment? And she said yes. So, question, this house costs about $3,500 to $4,000 for everything a month. Should I move into my brother's house and save the money? When should I make actual contact with her to tell her? She owns another house that she is renting, and I know the renters would get out if she asked. I don't want her to set up that kind of arrangement. Then I regret not letting her move back in here. What do? I know it's only been a few days, and maybe I'm overthinking it. Let me know if making no contact is the right thing to do right now. My question is, should I talk to her tonight and tell her that maybe she should move in and I'll move out? I have put over 75 into the house since we bought it in December. She has put over 200 into the house. My problem is the house is not worth what has been put in. Now, we didn't get loans out for the extra work being done, so there is no second. But Zillow is saying the house is only worth $560,000. Now, I know you guys think I'm stupid that we put this much money in the house since we bought it for $460,000. We owe $417,000. And of course, I was not planning on getting separated, so here I am. I told her before she told me that I want to know how much she has put into the house. And that's when she told me the 200 Kelvin. She has receipts and can prove it. Now here's the scenario. She said she can buy me out easier than I could buy her out. And that may be the case now that I know she's got that much into it. I called her and set up a time to meet her tomorrow. I told her that we have some serious decisions that we have to make if we are going to go down this road. She agreed, not sure if that was good or not. But that's what she said. She wants to meet here tomorrow at 5 p.m. because she needs to get some feminine stuff, she called it. Should my first question to her be, I need to hear it from you that you truly want a divorce. Then the conversation should run its course. I'm assuming. I will tell her she can have the house and buy me out. Does anyone think I'm crazy that these major life-changing decisions have to be made only 4 days after she said she wanted to leave? Tell me if that's crazy or moving too fast into the separation. Is this normal? Maybe she's thought it all out months ago, and I'm the one blindsided. She's going to be here in an hour. I'm so nervous and I know the outcome. I need to be strong and not cry, but I am feeling weak right now. She told me today that she will take her debit card and change the name at the gym tomorrow, so I'm not paying for her membership anymore. I really know what the outcome of the conversation is going to be, and I am not prepared for the rejection again. Help me quick. So, I'm back. I kind of got what I wanted, but I now have to live with my consequences. She will be moving back into the house, so she can finish the house. We both felt that that was the right decision. I didn't lose my cool at all. I was calm, thanks to you guys giving me a pep talk before she got here. I really appreciate this board because I don't have anyone I can really express my feeling to. I recorded the whole conversation with my iPhone. One of the things she said was, I don't want to live in a mediocre marriage, and if I have to be single until I find great, or maybe I'll be single the rest of my life, then I'm willing to do that. I hope I didn't just jinx myself. Those words cut very deep, right before she said that we had something great and everyone was jealous of our marriage. And everybody envies and still envies us because we get along so well. What the hell? Then she brings up her cousin and how they have been married for 16 years and love each other more now than ever. So it's almost like everything she wants is something I can't give her. She says we're missing something. She's not willing to go to counseling. She done with counselors. There is a quick update. But whatever mediocre, I know I brought this up before, but I don't know how many other people out there she will be able to find that will be able to take her to all the places I have been able to take her. Costa Rica, Rome, Turkey, Switzerland, Italy, France, Monte Carlo, Spain. Every island in the Caribbean, Cozumel, Cancun, countless times to Vail, Whistler, BC, Aspen, ECT apparently. I'm one mediocre guy. I know trips don't make a marriage, but mediocre? Long story short, I will be moving into my brother's house. Not really wanting to though. But at least I don't have to pay a $3,000 a month mortgage. She can afford it, so I'm not really worried about that. Her pride won't be able to come to me for money. What do you guys think? Sorry it took long to write back. I've been in deep thought. I really appreciate the support from you guys before she got here. It was a lifesaver. One part that really sucked is she said if I was asking her now if we are going through a separation or moving forward with a divorce, she said if I was asking right now to make a decision it would be divorce. So I guess this is where I have to start the acceptance phase. I'm not ready for that. The rejection is killing me. I woke up at 4:30 this morning and couldn't go back to sleep. Why is life so cruel? Just an update, I have moved in with my brother and his family. Really sad, and she has moved into the house. I get to save money. I guess that's the only positive. I will continue my mediocre life. My wife just purchased a 70 Kelvin truck today. This is typical of her to pacify herself with something new when she is going through a hard time. She wants to deflect her feeling into something new. I'm just so tore up inside. This is even worse than when she told me that she wanted a divorce. It seems so real now. Before I always had hoped that we could work through it. But if she deleted her relationship status, I'm sure she is done with me. I am in deep depression. I have to get to the acceptance point, but I would do anything to make the pain go away. The wonder if my STBXW is with someone is even more gut-wrenching. I know some of you would wish they were in my situation since they know their other is already with someone. My curiosity is now overwhelming me. Since yesterday she deleted her relationship status off her Facebook wall. As I was moving my stuff out of the house, I am at a new low and have only slept 6 hours the past 2 days. Sometimes the little things seem so cruel. I've been crying for hours now. It's actually harder to be here at my brother's house since I have to hold back my emotions and I can't cry. I just miss her so much. I just got word from a mutual friend that this is over. She told them she wants a divorce. He talked to her for over an hour. There were no pictures of us up in the house. How can 6 years go so dark? I'm so trying to keep it together, but I'm dying inside. No emotion when he told her I am hurting so badly. I didn't tell him to say that. Couldn't control what he said. I wasn't there. She must be completely over me. I have to accept this, but it hurts too bad to let go, even though she has already done so. Apparently, she put a picture up of her father where we were supposed to put a TV above the fireplace. I guess I know where I stand. Number to do her father who passed 3 years ago. Or maybe I'm over-analyzing it. For her to get to that picture that she had to put up, she had to sift through pictures of our wedding. The house is under remodel, so they were all together. But the pictures of us at our wedding were not there when he was there. Those pictures of our wedding were canvas pictures that were huge, and they had to have been moved somewhere. Apparently, she's trying to get over me, and can't get over her father's passing if that is where his picture is above the fireplace. How can I move on? I can't blame her for loving her father. I just am so pissed that I had to deal with her father's passing, and the next guy gets a clean slate. I lost it in front of my brother this morning. He came up to me and told me he was so sorry. Then he started crying for me and my pain. He doesn't want to see his twin brother going through this pain. I'm glad I have someone so close. My twin brother has always been an issue with my STBXW. She always, though I put him first. Unfortunately, nobody can break the bond of identical twins. I had a great conversation with my ex-girlfriend, who we have a daughter together. She is happily married and has a great life with her husband. And my daughter. I know she loves me, and it breaks her heart to see me going through this. She has always had the right things to say, and she told me this quote: "Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent." So I had to go to the house to pick up the dogs, because STBXW was doing a girl trip up north for her friend's 40th birthday. She said there was still stuff of mine in the house. I told her I would get it when I was there. She had all my stuff packed up by the door for me. How sweet of her. Why is she so hurry the duck up and get out? She didn't really say that, but damn. Then she texts me what camping gear I took, and I told her a couple chairs, my sleeping bag, and a griddle. She texts me back that I took her griddle. What the hell? I just put an 8,000 BBQ built-in the house for weeks ago. Why is she being so cold and petty? Haven't posted for a couple weeks. Just not doing well at all today. She has filed for divorce, and she has admitted to going out on dates, and it's only been barely a month since she told me she wanted a divorce. I blocked her on FB yesterday because all my friends can see I've been beating myself up over the past month. She is constantly posting new pics, changing her profile pic 3 times in a week. On top of it all in 2 hours. 4 years ago we walked down the aisle together. Today is our anniversary. I sent her a nice email last night, but I got no response. I had to do it anyway for my celebration of the happiest day of my life. What a day. My comment: maybe that wife was seeing other people. Maybe she was fed up with him. I think there's always other people waiting for you in life. You guys agree? Comment down below, sub and bell, and start enjoying this summer.